Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/Entitled Parents. In today's episode, entitled stepmother wants me to stop breastfeeding. Entitled aunt demands I give my watch to my spoiled cousin and slaps me when I won't give it to her. Father controlled and manipulated my whole life, so I'm finally leaving. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Entitled stepmother wants me to stop breastfeeding. So context here. I'm F28 and had my daughter, Ida, 3 months ago, my wife F35 Taylor. My stepmother Mary 45 and stepbrother Tom 11. Tom and I weren't close until I was pregnant. During the pregnancy he became really interested in me and the baby and actually became quite clingy and needy on me. I felt weird, but when I tried to retreat Mary and my dad said I was being cruel and miserable and I had the chance to be a good sister but was being selfish and rejecting him. Along with the pregnancy hormones it made me feel guilty, so I let him still come round a lot. Taylor has a chilled attitude, so has kept calm and just said she wants what I want even though he has become resentful of her. I made it clear she was my wife and any disrespect to her would mean he had to leave. He became focused on my bump and was touching it all the time. Mary thinks he's autistic, but no doctor has ever diagnosed him. I had Ida 3 months ago and she's the best baby ever. She's so perfect and I've loved seeing my wife become a mother. She's a natural at it and it's depend our love for each other. I've decided to breastfeed and then pump so Taylor can use the bottle to feed as well. It's been going pretty smoothly and honestly, it's something that allows us to bond with Ida. Often Taylor will lay with me whilst I breastfeed and we will spend time together with Ida sleeping on my chest. Apparently Tom was very angry when he wasn't allowed into the hospital to see me or the baby, and he kicked off when we said only my mom and Mil were allowed over until 2 weeks postpartum. When they did come over he kept touching Ida's face even though we had asked not to, as we are both in the medical profession so don't want to expose our newborn to germs. When we had to get firm, Mary told us we were being horrible to a child and needed to stop. I had to feed, so went to the nursery, but he had followed, and when I started feeding he came in and watched before I realized he was there, and he stared asking me questions about breastfeeding. That was fine. But he's been watching me feed whenever he comes over when I don't realize, and then whenever he's been near me he's started saying booby and reaching for my boobs and saying he wants to try, and it's unfair, only Ida gets it. We've tried reminding him that he's a big boy and she's only a baby. But then last week I woke up from a post-feeding nap to find him lead on top of me with his hands and face on my chest area. When we tried telling Mary and my dad that this was getting out of hand, she said we were discriminating against his autism. And we just didn't understand that I was his special person he focused on and I should be honored. I told her it had to stop as I was uncomfortable, and Mary said if I wanted him to stop I would have to stop breastfeeding as it was cruel to tease him without. This is stupid, right? My boobs did get significantly bigger during my pregnancy and have stayed that way after giving birth, so I could see how he would notice them, but it still feels wrong. This made my skin crawl. Even if he is autistic, they need to teach him boundaries. You have every right to be weirded out by this. My skin is crawling also. That's just freaky. Having someone gawking at you while you're breastfeeding is too weird. Gives me the creeps thinking about it. Exactly. Autism isn't an excuse to just do whatever you want. He can learn to behave decently and be respectful. The problem is that his parents aren't teaching him anything. The kid is 11 years old and not your brother. He feels some kind of way about you and it's not healthy. I distance myself from this kid honestly. There's something weird going in here with him. Don't leave your baby around him unattended for even a moment. Never leave him alone with the baby. As the mother of an autistic child, I need you to tell your stepmother that she has to start setting definite boundaries now, otherwise he's going to be uncontrollable when he becomes an adult. Most sons are stronger than their mothers and taller. My son is 4 inches taller than me, and he's stronger than me since he has no awareness barrier to stop him using all of his strength when he's upset. Because I've had definite boundaries in place since he was young, my authority is what he responds to. But, first, she needs to get him properly diagnosed. Google diagnoses are rubbish. A proper diagnosis is needed, instead of claiming, possibly incorrectly, that he's autistic. There are many other disabilities it could be. But you need to limit his visits to you until he's on a proper pathway to understanding boundaries. He may try again. He may hurt your baby if you refuse him. Don't let them guilt you over this. This is to protect you and your baby. Yes, OP, this is stupid. He very well may be autistic. That doesn't mean he can't learn. You also may be his person. That doesn't mean you have no say over what makes you uncomfortable. Good luck. You need to stop allowing Tom and his mother over. She also needs to be putting a stop to Tom's behavior instead of, but family, but autism. Tom is not your brother, he's your dad's wife's son and you don't owe him shit. Keep them away. Your only priority is your baby, your wife and yourself. Your son isn't allowed back into my home until you've taught him what he's doing is not okay. I have a child with autism and they absolutely understand things like this. It's his parents' lack of parenting that's the issue here. Question: are you living with your stepmom and dad? If so, you need to get out of there. If you are living apart from them, then you need to enforce boundaries and tell them they are no longer welcome to visit you. Let your wife know that this is what you've decided and you don't want them nor Tom near you because clearly they are not enforcing boundaries with him, so you have to do it. Entitled aunt demands I give my watch to my spoiled cousin and slaps me when I won't give it to her. I, M24, have an aunt, F45, who has 2 daughters, F18 and F16. We'll call them EA, entitled aunt, GU, good uncle, M49, GC, good cousin, F16, and EC, entitled cousin, F18. EC's birthday in early January, and since they, EA, GU, EC and GC, live 3 hours away from me, I decided to visit them for EC's birthday. Now there's one thing to note about EC, she has never been told no by EA whenever she wanted anything, so she is as spoiled as an 18-year-old can get. On the other hand, GC has always been more grateful for what she had, unlike her spoiled sister. GC never asked for expensive phones, necklaces and weekly manicure like EC does. When my father's, M44, dad passed away, I inherited from him an old Rolex watch with a leather strap which I always wear on my hand to remember him, as my relationship with him was very close when he was alive. On EC's birthday, I gave her a silver necklace as a gift which she didn't even thank me for, but that was expected from her, so I didn't mind it. EC received an iPhone 14 Pro Max from EA and GU, which made her yell out of joy. The cake EA ordered was with dark chocolate and raspberry glaze and a huge white happy birthday, EC, on it, which was honestly the best part of the whole birthday party. Later that day, EC noticed my watch, and the following conversation followed. Sorry if it doesn't sound right, had to translate it from Romanian to English. EC, hey, OP. Thank you for the necklace. Me, you're welcome, I thought you weren't going to thank me for it. EC, of course I would, but I noticed the watch you had. Me, yes, it was given to me after Grandpa died. EC, Grandpa died? When? She thought I was speaking of EA and my mom's father, which is alive. Me, no, my dad's father. EC, oh, sorry. I didn't know he died. Me, yes, I miss him a lot. EC, he gave you a really nice watch, didn't he? Me, knowing where this was going, yes, he did. Why? EC, I was just wondering if I could give you back the necklace you gave me in exchange for the watch. What do you think? Me, no. This is more than a watch to me, I can't just give it to you. EA, who overheard our conversation, joined in. EA, oh, come on, you know how much EC likes watches, plus it would fit her so nicely. Me, I said no, now excuse me, I'm going to the bathroom. EA, okay, but first give us the watch and then you are free to go. Me, sorry, what? EA, you heard me, Opie, give me the watch. Me, I already told you no, now please leave me alone or else I'm taking her necklace back. EA, fine, but I'll let your mother know of how rude you were to us. EC, but mommy, I want that watch. Now, keep in mind, she was an 18-year-old, crying about not getting an expensive watch for free. EA, see what you did? You made EC mad, God will not forgive you for actions. Underscore proceeds to slap me across the face underscore. I went straight to GU after that and told him what happened, so he went to them. GU, what the hell are you doing? EA, what do you mean, OP is being rude to my baby? GU, she's an adult for God's sake, why do you keep acting like she is a toddler? EA, you're taking sides. GU, no, I'm not. Why in the hell would you slap him? EA, because that's what brats like him deserve. GU, alright, that's enough, if I see you bothering OP one more time this party is over. After that, EA left me alone but EC started crying and yelling about wanting that watch, which GU quickly made her shut up about it. For the rest of the party, EA gave me death glares whenever I was around, but GU kept her and EC shut. That night, GC apologized to me for her sister's behavior, but I told her that it is not her fault. The next day, I woke up earlier than the others, packed my bags and took the earliest minibus back home. I sent them a text saying that I had to get home early for work and left it at that. My mom called me later that day asking me why did I argue with EA and I told her the whole story. She just started laughing and told me she'll talk to EA about it. I haven't heard from EA or her family since but I recently texted GC happy birthday on her birthday and she thanked me. I demand the family heirloom from you. I deserve it. Well, who cares if he wasn't related to me? I'm the center of the universe, you peasant. It's not even the same side of the family. WTF. I wouldn't even know what to say. You're a kind and forgiving man. I'm not that nice. If someone hits me, I retaliate immediately. I get the joy of seeing the shocked look on an elder's face and it teaches people to respect others. If they catch me off guard, it's what I would do, but if I can block and get away, that's what I'm gonna do. I'd be absolutely shocked if someone tried to slap me. GC deserves a nice present. Have it engraved or a name necklace or bracelet evil sister can't snatch from her. I think she deserves some attention when living with that kind of princess. Father controlled and manipulated my whole life, so I'm finally leaving. I, 20, have only ever had my father as a solid parental figure in my life, or as solid as it could get throughout. He and my mother, who I've never met before, separated when I was too young to remember her and apparently officially divorced in 2012. She has had zero contact with me and my dad has not told me anything about her at all, even if I asked when I was younger. He, with the help of my grandparents, paternal, raised me entirely. Throughout my life he was always up and down. When I was a young child he didn't treat me poorly from what I can remember but left to work abroad for over a year without me, and also uprooted my whole life several times because of anything that was happening for him personally. It ranged from moving me from my hometown so he could live with his girlfriend who I'd never met before, to fully moving me from one country to another no matter how much I protested and cried because he knew what was best and he was getting a promotion. This continued for years. Many women entered and left my life and I've lived in many apartments, none of which I ever got used to enough to call home. Back then it felt like regularity, but looking back now it caused me so much stress and emotional imbalance from how turbulent it all was. In the last couple of years he expanded his poor treatment of me into other areas of our lives. Getting mad at me for missing several calls turned into insulting me and calling me names over not responding to his messages immediately. Being rarely frustrated turned into being always angry about the smallest mistakes or actions of mine. I folded a towel wrong meant a 15-minute anger fit, not washing the dishes meant a series of insults to me and my character, coming home 15 minutes late meant the silent treatment for hours. And even in the meantime he would love bomb me when he could, manipulating me into thinking his bad side wasn't actually that bad because he was otherwise a good parent. I am embarrassed to say it worked. Jump to the present. I'm currently sitting on the floor at my girlfriend's house overthinking my plan for tomorrow. Me, her, and her sister will be going to my house, packing a suitcase or two of the things I cannot part with, and I'm moving in with her, parting ways with my dad for good. That's been the idea since 2 days ago, and it solidified an hour ago. He spam called me, and when I didn't pick up he called me a useless, embarrassing creature amongst other equally hurtful things. For context, the reason he got angry and called me was because I didn't respond to his message. It's time his actions got their consequences. Let's see if he's so arrogant and self-assured when he loses the only child he's ever had. Definitely the best thing getting away from him. I wonder if his behavior relates to your mother not being around. Live your life without his anger and manipulation. Are you quite sure your mother abandoned you? Sounds like he took off with you, and she may have been frantically searching for you all this time. The multiple sudden moves, switching countries, and so forth. He has a cruel and controlling streak. Maybe when you feel up to it, do 23andMe or the like, and scout out some family. I'm sorry you grew up in such a terrible way. Before leaving, make sure to try to get your birth certificate and social security card. If in the US. Best of luck to you. Make sure to get your documents: birth certificate, SSN card, passport, etc. If he helped you open your bank account, he has equal access to any money in it. You might want to make sure he can't take any money out of your account. And if he seems the type to report you missing, call the authorities yourself first and let them know you are leaving of your own free will and that your dad is likely to call them. I'm proud of you for getting out. You can do this. You deserve to live your life in peace. Once you do leave, it will feel weird for a little while. Eventually it won't. But it's hard at first because it's a big change. Even with help, it will take time to adjust to the new normal. Once you do, it will be so freeing. Live your best life. Speaking from personal experience, make sure you give back to the people who support you through this journey. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.